8 into the interview.
We might have to make another wager. For Sean.
Okay, so we're here in Sean's backyard. And with our great
guy here without a hat. What's going on?
So,
I didn't get the menu.
introduce yourself. I think people, it's Krish Sitter from Avnet. What do you do, Krish?
Director of Global Supplier Development. I've been with Avnet for about 23 years in different capacities. FAA business development. Had the opportunity to work with Jay for a long time.
We met a long time ago. You were a smart guy then. You were FAE or something.
I'm still a smart guy. I just, decided to change paths. But
the title doesn't quite. Okay, but go. That's fine. But no, it's been a long time. Always good.
Great partnership, right? I mean, throughout the years. So glad to be here in Sean's backyard.
Fantastic.
I had to have it mowed earlier. I think garden, nice and tight.
His son mows it for him. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, just go Tristan.
Child labor.
Okay, Jeff Patrick's here. Jeff, introduce yourself.
So I'm Jeff Patrick, and I'm the Director of Supplier Development for our embedded partners, and our largest embedded partner is Advantech. And so we're excited about that, and we're excited to be here today, having Sean host us here at his house. And I think, it's really about the partnership, and when you have somebody that is willing to spend time with you and talk about the business and also enjoy life. And I think people tend to work with people they want to be around. And, our CEO always talks about this being a relationship business. And I always talk, like with your team and any supplier I manage, that everybody makes the same stuff. The difference is the people that are selling that stuff and the people that are supporting that stuff. And when you support the customer and our sales team, that's what our sales team will want to work with you. And that's the differentiator that everybody has.
And not everybody has a J listing, so that's
I was going to drop the mic after what he said, but that was great. That was great. That was great.
Sean's already got you coded before I have to talk.
Sean, our VP is here. Sean, some comments about partnership. What I love about working for Sean is, being a partnership guy is he really, we lean into it a lot, right? We make sure it's like if there is a competition between us or somebody else, we're going to deal Advantech. We want people to choose Advantech because of how we are coupled together in all places. So
yeah. So Jeff, you mentioned partnerships. So for me, partnership resonates. We aren't anywhere without our partners. So whether it's people like Avnet or Microsoft, yeah, we make devices, we make cool things, but we need partners like yourselves to be able to be successful. And the thing that I really like about Avnet is the message that you guys communicate out. It's like, hey, you have the pyramid, it's suppliers, it's customers, and it's your people. And I think it's 51% is your suppliers, which I like. I'll be on the 51% side. But to be frank, we wouldn't have revenue and profits coming in if it wasn't for our customers. So we can't forget them. Customers are very important, but we want to work with people that we enjoy, that we trust, that we have a good time with. And definitely Avnet resonates in that space. I mean, as a great partner, I think it's over 2 decades. I don't think it has been over 2 decades that we've been working with you guys. And I think it's a great partnership.
What are we in our 23rd year now? Or? I think we've done 22 years.
I think the reason why we made 23 years is the transparency we have between both organizations.
Absolutely.
It's for me to be able to call Jay, let's chat. Sean, hey, can we get together and have a conversation? I'll be in town.
Right.
Yeah, let's make some time and have a conversation. And then have a candid conversation and being able to move forward with next steps and have actions and go execute on them. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what's made it work. I mean, our CEO says it all the time, right? It's the pyramid, as you mentioned, right?
Yeah, and look at
and the fact that you guys are recognizing that, right? That resonates to us.
Sure.
Right? It's a part of our.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, things don't always go perfectly, right? But we know how to fix things, clean things up, make it work. And I think that's the key, right? We're not going to run away if there's an issue. We're going to be there. We're going to lean in and help each other. And that's what customers want. That's what they need. It's not always about when the times are right. It's sometimes when the times aren't going right. It's like, we've faced a lot of challenges over the last couple of years with supply shortages and the pandemic, but we were always able to find a way to get through it and get customers the products that they wanted and needed. And that's what a partnership is about.
Yeah.
Is being able to solve those challenges.
And I'd say, I think everybody always focuses on the good times of partnerships. And, this is great, this is great, this is great. But really, when partnerships are tested and really shine, are in bad times.
Yeah.
When things aren't going well, and it's like, if you have a relationship with somebody, other than look, here, do this, but you have a relationship with somebody. Hey, look, we're having problems with this. Can you help us out with this? Can you guys take this early? Or look, we're not going to be able to ship this. We ran into a problem. This is what the problem is. They're like, okay, great. Well, thanks for the information. Let's go work that. And when you don't have a good relationship with people, those bad times are just excruciating. And so I think that's one reason we've been able to not only survive the last 5 years, you look at all, the COVID years and stuff, but actually, grow during those years with the business and stuff. It's because of the relationships, the products, the commitment to really, in the end, we're all after the same thing. It's to satisfy the customer. Absolutely. How do we solve their problem and satisfy them? And working with you folks really allows us to do that.
Can you drop that mic now?
I would, but I think it's Jeremy who charged me. So
Jeremy, can you drop the mic?
I don't got to drop the mic budget, you guys.
Yeah, okay. No, drop the mic budget. Okay, I'll call Ween, see if we can get some extra dollars. So you mentioned 5 years, right? 5 years. So Avnet has transformed in the last 5 years, right? We are always transforming. I think we in the last 5 years have really transformed in North America from a certain model to now a different sales model, going after verticals and such. So maybe from the three of you here, I'll start with you, Chris. From the last 5 years, what did you see as like that significant change that makes Avnet better now than they were 5 years ago?
I think leadership has a lot to do with it, right? If you go back 5 years ago, we had a different leader in the company. Phil Gallagher came back. He brought the culture back, right? And got us back to our roots, right? So I think he's been key of reestablishing that culture and the pillar, the pyramid, right? It's been there, but to have him at the helm and really driving that across the organization has been key. The business is transformed as well, right? Transformation has to take place in order for you to make movements up in business, right? Phil is key getting us back to our roots and having the company grow, in my opinion, and to strengthen our partnership with our suppliers. I think in the previous administration, they didn't really look at partners the way that we do today, right? That we should be looking at 51%. Again, we don't have a business without our partnerships. And we have a mutual customer legal service, right? And this partnership takes that to the next level. But I'd say the CEO has been the biggest transformation for Avnet.
Yeah. I saw him Monday, by the way. I talked to him, Phoenix, just,
You have connections.
I know.
It's like
I don't
being
know
with
about
Obama.
Right place at the right time.
Hey, sometimes that's what matters.
Yeah. Me and Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees.
And then if you look at the leadership changes we've made, right, and the people that we put in place under Phil, right? Alex has been there forever, right? He's been the shepherd of this relationship with you guys, right? I mean, we was together in Hawaii with you guys getting the award. That was phenomenal. With Dana coming on board, with Nicole Enright there, with Jody taking over the supplier team. Brad's not here today, but he's recovering from an injury. But shout out, Brad. We miss you, buddy.
Don't play pickleball.
Recover well.
What was he thinking? Go ahead.
But my point is that helps too, right? And it's having the right leaders in place to drive the same messaging and to get the field team to move forward, right? People want to work with people they have relationships with, and our leadership team has done a great job, in my opinion, of getting our field back together to go call on customers and deal with and engage partners.
And Sean could probably talk to this too, but we see that difference being more as a valued partner, because Phil says all the time, suppliers. So everywhere we go, things we do, we feel that and we see it. I think it helps us and why we're growing at this point with Avnet, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just having the access to the executive management, and then, we talk about it's a relationship-based business. Building those relationships and that trust helps us make informed decisions, help us get things done that need to get done to help you guys grow and, service the customer, right? So the relationship and the executive team has been fantastic at Avnet. We really appreciate that. It's transformed over the last, I think it was Phil came back, was it 3 years ago?
3 to 5, yeah. 3.5 years ago. Phil, he came back probably 5, and then he took over the CEO role about 3.5.
Yeah, so 3.5 years ago in the CEO, and we've seen a drastic change in the team, and I think that's really helped us reconnect and reinvigorate the partnership. But I want to go back to your question. So you're asking, hey, what have we done to transform?
Yes.
If you look at Advantech, we're in our 40th year. It seems like it's been the longest year. We've been talking about 40 years, but 2 years? Because it's kind of like, hey, we're going to be 43.
I think it's the planning for the 40, because 40 is big, right?
Well, we still got the shirts with the logos, and we want to wear them a little longer.
It's like you turn 21. It's like you just keep talking. No, but For us, so we've been in business for 40 years. And in North America in particular, we were really focused on territory. And territory is great, because you want to be closer to the customer, you want to be closer to the partner, you want to have those relationships, you want to build that. But what we found over time is we had a lot of redundancy and people trying to call in the same accounts, and as we grew. And so now we've gotten to the stage of growth where we're like, hey, we've got to be more efficient, and we got to be able to inspire not just our partners, but our customers on why Advantech and how we can help.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to build out these vertical market subject matter expertise in these teams, and we're making a transformation as a business to go from territory/key account focused to vertical market focused. And inside the vertical markets, you're going to have key accounts. You're going to probably have guys that are inside different territories, but are going to be tied to those verticals. So we're trying to make that transformation now. We're making some big bets there. We think it's working. We are seeing that in markets like military aerospace, we're having success. In markets like gaming and hospitality, we're having success. In medical, we've had a tremendous amount of success. So we want to continue to build that muscle, find those markets with Avnet. What is the next market? Is it energy, EV, renewables? I think you guys are doing things on automotive. We haven't really done much in automotive. There's maybe opportunities that we need to explore together to go help, find those addressable markets that we can have influence in.
I know Jeff talked to that, right? I mean, we've done some transformation as far as how we service the customer, similar to you guys have. But I mean, it all goes back to our component sales organization, the make versus buy decisions that our customers now face, right? Because of COVID and because of the fact, as you said it in Taiwan, at the event, is the engineering base that we had before, they're not there. So they have to step that up, the design up, and that's where we can come in, that make versus buy, and pull you guys into that conversation. It's a larger customer base too, right? But Jeff, why don't you comment on that as well as what we're doing from a vertical standpoint?
So if I look at the verticals that we're focused on, when we first moved over to the core organization, we started looking at different things and how to get involved. And the motion was different because they were used to selling components. And now as this whole COVID thing kicked in that Chris talked about and you talked about too, that make versus buy is really accelerated in what people are looking at. And if you look at the market segments we serve, more of them are starting to look at the finished product that you would produce versus the chip down design. And as we continue to grow that and they start to look at it and go, wait a minute, in the olden days, everybody wants their own product. If it's not invented here, it's not going to be good enough. And I think what people are starting to understand, and it's nothing negative against anybody's product, but as long as it's good enough and solves my problem, that's more important than this is absolutely the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. But you never go to market. And so its time to market is shrunk so much. And if you have to beat out your competition, and how do you beat out your competition? So not only is it getting to revenue, but then it's the longevity that happens with that. How long are you going to keep your product alive? And I think that's the other thing we got during COVID was, now you've got like leapfrog of generations, and how do we do this because of the supply chain mess up and now all the extra inventory and everything else that's going on. So you look at those verticals we're attacking right now, those are the long life verticals. You don't want to get into the quick flippers because that's not the market that you guys are in, and that's not the market that we're in either. We're the long life people so we can support people for many years. It's the ones that, we won't mention their names, people just buy online for something, right? That, I want the cheapest thing possible, but you're not going to get the same thing. And now how are you going to make that forever? Well, we can't, because you don't get the same thing all the time. That embedded world is completely different, and you guys service that embedded world. You want to get to 2 billion and then 4 billion, and I know KC's got visions for the 80th year that he's already putting in place now. We're 102 years old. You guys are 41 now.
Jay and I are going to have holograms.
Yeah, look, it'll work.
Can I have a hologram too?
I'm trying to live forever. I think.
One thing I add is, as far as transformation of the organization, the Advantech relationship runs through Avnet Inc., right? I mean, we have our separate divisions that go to market. We have our Avnet integrated business. We have our core business. The make versus buy is obviously the core. But our integrated business is driving a lot of business with you guys as well, right? And those are more the server type of applications, right? There's an opportunity there that's untapped, right, for you guys to play, right? Where we can win, where traditionally it's been the the tier ones and the tier one server guys have been playing there, right? I think that's an area we talked about last week, is how do we focus in on driving that demand with those account managers. Those account managers are watching this call too, right? We'll talk a little about where we're at inside Sean's backyard. I'm gonna give you guys a real scoop on that here shortly, but I think it's a good opportunity to talk about the fact that there's opportunity there as well, right? It's not just make versus buy, but the server business and the solutions business they do could be a big opportunity for us to engage there, right?
Okay, so I'm going to do a quick couple sentence answers to this question, then we'll get to the promo, okay? So we talked about the 5 years before, right? We are here now. Relationship's going well, numbers are going well. Tough year, but we're grinding through it, right? So in the next 5 years, what do you see?
We don't like to go 5 years out.
4 to 6. Sorry.
7 or, yeah.
3.
3. Let's go with 3.
Let's not put a number on it. 3? Okay, 3.
I like 3.
3 years. Yeah, it's my favorite number. So the next 3 years, where do you see Avnet being, or what's the important things at Avnet, and I'll ask the same to you in Advantech, and how us together as a partner can work. What do you see as those top 2 or 3 things that we need to continue to accomplish to be there in 3 years from now, to be dominating?
I think obviously, for one, it's maintain the partnership and the transparency that the organizations have, not only at the executive level, but at the field level. Make sure our field teams are talking, right, and they're communicating transparency. 2, I would say, is to continue to call on the customers together and drive that new technology home. AI is a big thing right now, right? Is how do we take a hold of what's going on in the marketplace to push and have those conversations with customers? Because at this point, customers don't understand where they're going with that, right? It's a lot of buzz, but how do we harness that and get them into the right solutions? And I think that's where we sit collectively to help do that, along with our partner Microsoft, who's over here looking at the greens over here. But we'll get Paul on here in a bit to talk about AI as well. But I really think that we have to look at the key up-and-coming markets. And right now, the buzz is AI. How do we take that energy and take advantage of what's going on in the marketplace with that? Jeffrey?
Yeah, I agree with Christian. And I think the other thing is, if you look at the partners that are on our line card, there's nobody that's deeper or wider than Advantech. And there's nobody that's got as many resources. And that's not just the sales team, but it's a marketing team, it's a technical team. And one of the things that Avnet, as a distributor, we rely on our partners to do that heavy lifting, if you will, for a customer, because we can't know everything. You folks are the expert on your product. So what we have to do is help light those targets and then bring in somebody like you. And I think the scalability that we have over the next couple of years, because of the products that you have, the markets that you serve, the markets that we serve, the relationships that we have. And like Chris said, it's great to have them at the higher level, but it's the people in the trenches. And they have to be very happy with what's going on. And people are. And it's because of that and the relationships and you with your, with Mike's team getting out, with Josh and John getting out in the branches and talking to people, developing those relationships and really being responsive. And when you're responsive to people, don't tell anybody, but it's almost better in price, right? Because if you can get an answer and solve a problem or something like that, that means the world to people.
It's built into our price.
Yeah, it's part of the price.
It's part of the bar.
Yeah, but I think that's huge. And I think that the scalability and where Avnet wants to go, and with our embedded partners and the embedded business that we do, is we're seeing really a decline in the make business and a huge, it's not a soft decline, it's a quick decline, and then the buy is going up. And how to capitalize that with somebody like an Advantech because of the capabilities you folks have.
Yeah, so great comments, great sharing. I think, if I look at 3 years out, a lot of things can change very rapidly. We've seen that in the last 2 to 3 years, right? But from my perspective, if we have the status quo of where we're at today, I think the key thing for us is to continue to inspire not just our sellers, but our partners and our customers on, hey, what's possible? What can we help you do? So I always say we have to earn the right to gain access. And as we gain access, we start to learn what's their pains, needs, and motivation. And then we can map that back to our solutions, our products, our services. And you guys have a whole hell of a lot of services that you can wrap around a customer as well. And making it easy for our sellers and our partners to deliver that to the customer, right? So for us, in the next 3 years, we've got to create these on-ramps. We know there's a make versus buy transition that's happening. So we've got to create these demo platforms. We got to create on-ramps for engineering talent that maybe they had 20 engineers at one time. Now they may have 10, or maybe they have 5, or maybe they have 1. They don't have the resources. So they need to outsource. They need a design partner. They need a partner that can bring the product to market. We need to create on-ramps for the Avnet sellers, for the Advantech sellers, to make it easier for these companies to really, in a sense, transition from that make to that buy. And we've had a lot of conversations about that with some of the different platforms that you guys are trying to take to market. I think there's a great opportunity for us in the next 1, 2 years, 3 years to make those reality so that your sellers can bring those to market. And we've done that with some of the ComExpress and carrier boards called SimpleFlex. We've explored how we can work with you guys on your displays. There's a lot of things we can do from an embedded compute stance to help accelerate that make versus buy transition and also make it more successful, right? It's one thing to start the design and then it fails. We want to make sure that you guys have success in getting those customers to production.
I'd like to add to that. I mean, from a joint selling standpoint to our customers, we have to continue to be the customer's trusted advisor together, jointly, right? Because there's a lot of things that customers want to do. There's a lot of ideas they have out there. It's how to take those ideas and actually get them from a napkin, a paper, a design to actual production. And that involves us collectively being a trusted advisor to the customer to help guide them through that process. When we talk AI, they want to do something. They have ideas. How are they going to get there?
That's where we're most successful. Right. And that's where the partnership works. So speaking of the partnership, we're here, Sean's backyard. There's a promo coming up this year that we're going to release, and folks from Advantech will be able to win.
Jay, for the record, it's actually releasing here when the Masters 2024 comes out.
I'm not a golfer, so I don't. So yeah, so when is that? April
4/11.
Okay, 4/11.
See how he just rattled that off? It's like he's going to be there.
It's 411, Jay. 411.
Yeah, get the info.
Get the info. 411.
I'm getting schooled right now by these guys over here. Anyway, so we're doing a great promotion. Details will come out shortly. And probably when some of this is published, it'll all be out. You can cut it up however we want. But why a promotion first to you guys? Why do we want to promote? Obviously, there's great reasons to do it. And we're trying to your point, get into all the sellers and say, hey, here's a reason to maybe take a peek at what we're doing. Is that what we're trying to do here partly?
Hold on for a second, Sean. Isn't there a song called What's the 411?
Hey, I'm sure we could TikTok that.
Yeah.
I think we got. If we could figure that one out, I think what's the 411? There's a song. Someone want to Google that? I mean, I hit my device, but I don't have it yet.
411 on the infomercial.
No, and you want to repeat your question?
Yeah, so why promotion? Why do we want to? Obviously partnership, but what does that gain for all of us? How do you see it from your side of the building?
I see it as an opportunity to get people reintegrated into just collaborating on other stuff, right? And thinking about things differently. There's lots of promotions going on. I mean, we do them all the time. This one's significant just because of what it is, right? It's a very unique opportunity to get together with not just Advantech. You have the Microsoft piece to tie into it, a three-way partnership to go out and win. Promotions are one of those things that we do to help just keep messaging and stay in front of the field. At the end of the day, you guys have great partners. We have a great partnership with you guys. We have great product together. We should be winning together without promotions. This is just the icing on the cake, right? It's to incentivize. Hey, look, we already know you guys are engaged. Here's another carrot to be more engaged, right?
Everybody likes to celebrate success, right? That's kind of one of it too. So if you have a good year, things happen, you hit the marks, you get a nice prize, you get a nice trip. That's kind of what we're talking about. Celebrating success sometimes for all of us in this business, win great, but what's your number the next month? And we're face down going after it.
And you guys have always been a good sponsor, right? I mean, good partners. We've always, all our events you guys sponsor, President's Club you guys have sponsored on our side. I think this is a good way to collaborate and have not only the Avnet sellers be rewarded for success, but pulling in the Advantech sellers as well, right? Because the promotion we're running is not just for Avnet. It's to drive that collaboration, that partnership with your sellers. So, obviously your sellers have a play in this, right? They have an opportunity to win this promotion. Wait for the 411 on the promotion. But yeah, I think it pulls both organizations to go collectively go drive something, right? There's skin in the game for both to go win together.
Well, I like it.
Yeah, and
like Chris talked about promotions. You could have promotions for the sake of having a promotion, but whenever we do a promotion, it's about some behavior that we want. And that behavior is all about driving business. It's not just about, breathing today. Oh, great. Now you've just been entered in the contest. It's about, new opportunities, new logos, new, Microsoft with Advantech and Avnet for a customer. How do we all want to drive these behaviors that grows the business and scales the business. And so we design all of our promotions to be really in that behavior to drive more business. If we're standing still, we're losing ground. And, we've got to move forward. And so we continue to drive new business. Wayne's notorious for not caring about what fish is in the boat, but what's out in the ocean and what are you going to get on your hook. You could have the biggest trawler in the sea full of fish. I don't care. And that's the same mentality we have with all these things, is that's great. We love it. Don't get me wrong. We love the business we've done, but really what's next? And, Avnet's out here to help deliver what's next. And so how can we help deliver what's next with Advantech?
You like to tie in there?
I did.
But we're not giving away a boat.
No, we're not giving away a boat.
No trawler.
No.
Maybe next time.
Okay,
Sean's yacht is not part of the deal.
Yeah, no.
We couldn't get his docks, but it's in Catalina right now.
Maybe next time.
Okay, Sean, your comments.
What was the question?
I can't remember.
About promotions.
About promotions, why do promotions?
Look, I think this is a great opportunity for us to do a promotion. One, again, we've had a couple of tough years, right? From just the pandemic, now we're post-pandemic, or in pandemic, whatever you want to call it. And, we had all the shortages, supply chain issues. So this is a great way for us to spend some marketing dollars together and have some fun. Let's be real, and generate business. Let's generate business together. So I think it's as simple as that. It's a great way to collaborate, connect, build relationships, have fun, and reward those folks that have success.
Like I said, I love the fact that it's not typically we do them towards the Avnet sellers. By pulling this and offering it, you got your sellers as well, and to drive that partnership, I think that takes this type of promotion to the next level.
Yeah. I don't think we've, in my history with Avnet, I'm a youngin', I'm only 10 years. I don't think we've ever done anything like that. And also in my history, I don't think we've ever done a promotion like this with, what the prizes are. And I think, it is one of those things that's extremely unique. It's for people that fully experience it, you're just left speechless on what the whole thing is.
Shout out Microsoft as well for joining us. It's very unique how we're handling it. So batteries are good. Let's maybe a final comment let's start with Chris. Any final comments about just, partnership and Advantech and whatever you want to say, get off your chest.
I think that, the three pillars said it all. I mean, Sean mentioned it, right? Partners, suppliers, customers, and the people, right? That's what we stand for. That's the A-frame.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think, Chris hit the nail on the head, and we all talk about it, at Avnet, that we don't make anything. So without our suppliers, we're nothing. And don't get me wrong, without customers buying something, we're nothing too. But, so that's why it is that perfect A-frame, and they're all three the same size, because it takes just, the partners, the customers, and then the people to go out and do it. And it's just huge.
Sean, any final comments?
I mean, look, I know we invited you to my backyard. I'm teasing. I'm homeless, so what I do is I sleep in that bush over there. So it is my backyard, but I'm just in that bush.
That's not going to go over well either.
In that small bush. So, thank you. A lot of bugs. But for me, I think the closing comments is, look, this is about relationships. Let's be real. It's about relationships. We have great partnership that's built on long-term partnerships and the relationships that have been built out of that. So this is a great way for us to build on that, continue to lean into that relationship that we have with Avnet and even our friend over here, Paul at Microsoft. And
Paul gonna join us?
yeah, I don't know. I think he
Let him in the back. Get him in the
he
back.
got canceled. I don't know. He came in here with a Callaway ball to
Yeah, that's true.
to the kingdom.
They frowned upon
And
it.
they
we're not supposed
literally-
to tell them about the king.
Oh, oh, they can.
Right here.
Oh, we're not supposed to say that.
No,
Well,
it's
what
okay.
is all this stuff right here? I mean,
It's your backyard.
So, all right. So you want me to re-answer that?
Yeah.
All right. So cut all that.
So
We'll use that for the outtakes. For one.
I think it's really, we talked a lot about partnership, but it's really the relationships and the folks at this table here. I really enjoy working together. We have a lot of fun. We've had a lot of success together.
So you're
over
saying we're not
years.
just coworkers, we're friends?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, look, shout out Jeremy, Avnet Green,
with the Microsoft.
wind sock here, whatever they call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We do it all.
Like Microsoft right here.
Yeah, yeah. We've been spinning them around.
Spin that thing
spinning 'em
around.
But
So-
Sean is right, and that even comes across the sellers, right? You hear oftentimes people buy from people they like,
Oh, yeah.
right? And people do better business with people they like.
Yeah.
So it is truly a good partnership all the way around. So we
Yeah, it
appreciate
is.
you guys.
Yeah, thank you. And that's what it's all about. I mean, this is, look, we spend oftentimes more time at work than we do at home.
Yep.
And so we want to spend time with people we enjoy working with. And I couldn't think of, better people to do that. So great day, great time. And I'm excited about this promotion that we're going to roll out. And let's go have some success together.
Yeah.
Can we get a partnership break?
Let's do it. I've been
Like
working
it.
with Avnet for almost 30 years, and it's been just fantastic.
Sean, you want to break us down?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1 partnerships. 3, 2, 1 partnerships.
I thought we were going to do an OHIO.
We'll do that.
Yeah, OHINO.
I was going to go Bearcat.
Not Warriors.
Bearcat.
I think that's a wrap, guys.
All right.
Golf clap.